All right, let's go.
Hi.
Been a second. And this has been an awesome week. So comedians coming in hot. That's like my favorite thing of all time. I love stand-up comedic beef.
Mm.
Pause. Um
Jeez.
the one we covered.
Starting off strong. Pause.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
We've been warming up all morning. Pause. The last one we covered was the Matt Rife one, right?
Who the hell?
Hey Jody, what's
What
up?
up, Jody?
The last
Happy New Year. I don't
yeah,
know if we said that last time that we've
oh
seen her.
yeah, good call.
Happy New Year, Jody.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, the last one we covered was Matt Rife, right?
There he is.
Oh,
What up, Jeffrey?
our dude, let's go.
Happy New Year.
We covered we covered Matt Rife last time. He did something whatever it was. It was a hooker joke or a no, it
Domestic
was a strip
violence.
club joke with I don't know, something about Denny's and whatever. It was a joke. Everybody got bent out of shape and whatever. So now we have now we have Dave Chappelle, classic Dave Chappelle. And
Classic Dave Chappelle.
I mean, I watched the whole special. It's called Dreamers on Netflix. I
Same
watched the whole
thing.
special.
Also checked it out.
It's absolutely Dave Chappelle at his best. Super funny, not woke. Uh, it was good. But what happened was the first joke, which again I think is amazing, and I'm not gonna try to recreate his joke, but just for context, he's
Oh, should I
talking
play it?
about what?
Should I just play it?
I don't think you can.
No, you can't play it.
Ah, fine.
Uh,
Stupid
he's
rules.
talking about wanting to meet Jim Carrey. And so he goes, he meets him, but Jim Carrey's doing a role in a movie. So he's being that person, whoever he's playing in the movie, he's being that person the entire time. And
Yeah, that's how he gets into characters. He literally
yeah,
embodies them in every aspect of his
yeah.
life while he's on set. Yeah.
So when Dave went to meet Jim Carrey, they were like, "Don't call him Jim Carrey, call him whatever, whoever he was."
I think it was Andy something.
Yeah.
Andy.
And he was like, "Fuck, I want to meet Jim Carrey." And then, at the end, he was like, "I was super confused, blah, blah, blah. That's how I feel about trans people." So, and it was funny. And basically, all he was saying is, "I'm confused."
Mhm.
And so I laughed. The rest of us
Mhm.
laughed
Mhm.
about, so you're like the LGBTZFD, whatever, is mad at us for being confused because we don't know the rules. I literally just watched that. Oh my God. First joke. Right. It was
Mhm.
a whole long monologue. You didn't know where it was going.
Which you never do.
Right. You thought it was going to make fun of Jim Carrey. And then he just, bam. And you're like, oh my God. Yes, I am absolutely confused too. I do not know how that works either. And
Mhm.
I didn't feel like it was I, I don't know. I didn't, they're mad about the whole punching down on trans people thing.
Mhm.
But it was right after that he went into like
Disabled.
disabled people.
Yeah,
So
in a
what,
wheelchair.
everybody can get it. I don't understand what.
Isn't that comedy?
Yes,
It's supposed to be.
everybody.
If you
Oh my
know
god.
that you
I just hit
are
everything.
going
Sorry.
to be watching a stand up,
Yes,
everybody is welcome.
yeah. Come sit at the
There is a
table.
chance that everybody will
Come sit at the table,
be,
baby. You gonna
be
get it. You gonna
welcomed.
get it.
Whether you want to participate or not, you are welcome.
And it was true though. He really did. He was true to his word. He only did, if you watch the entire special, his wife got it. Like
I was gonna say he literally stereotyped the fuck out of his wife and then stereotyped the fuck out of himself. That was hilarious.
What I mean, come on.
When it was the lock screen. Oh, sorry. Like disclaimer. I might ruin it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, sorry, spoiler. But
spoiler, yeah. When he made that face for fucking photo recognition about what his wife looked like, I was dying. I was like, what the fuck? And then he was like, well, how did you get into that? And she was like, I just smushed my nose and, you know, put my upper lip up and I got in your phone. But like, they're going after
smush your nose.
Like,
do I have the nose?
Like
I might have the nose.
Maybe.
That's the iPhone jokes. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could do that to me. Yeah. You could literally do that to me. If I had face recognition on my phone, you'd be like, oh, I did this and now I can get into your phone. What?
I'm Chinese.
No. Yeah.
Great.
Great. It was awesome. And there were so many other jokes. Even the one that I was the most cringed out by, and help me if I'm wrong, was the one with the deep the submarine that was trying to go all the way down to
oh my god. I mean, but see that this was he said that joke doesn't do well.
I mean,
he said it doesn't do well, but he's gonna do it anyways.
I mean,
and it took him a minute to land the plane.
Yeah.
He was like, oh no, hold on.
That was the only one that I was like, but also to everybody can get it. Like,
welcome to comedy.
I didn't see anything wrong with it. And what was there? There was maybe, I mean, I didn't count them all, but there was maybe 2 or 3 trans references in there, trans jokes in there.
He even said, he was like, I told y'all that I wasn't gonna, but here I am.
He's like 4 or 5 more times.
Yeah.
But also he's doing it to get a rise out of people, and you're giving that to him. So if you want him to stop doing trans jokes, I don't know, maybe stop being like pissed about it all the time, stop causing a ruckus about it all the time, and he probably stopped doing it.
I don't think so. I think it's meant. Comedy is comedy, and if you take it for what it is, which is comic relief, which is meant to get laughter.
I mean, he roasts the bisexuals all the time.
All the time.
Lights them up
all
the time. And I think it's hysterical. I'm not I don't think he's malicious about it. I don't think it means that he doesn't have like people in his company that are LGBT, blah, blah, blah. But it's just fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Stop making everything so serious. And you know what, too? Again, my other point was not everything's about you, bro. Not everything's about you. Just because he makes a trans joke or a gay joke or a disabled joke or a race joke or whatever, the whole special was filled with 85 different jokes about 85 different people.
Mm-hmm.
The stage attack. Right.
Yep.
And what was the first thing he did? He made fun of homie's dreads. Like, he was like, it's full of bottle caps with and fucking grease. He brought up grease. What grease do you think was it? I'm going with coconut oil. I feel like it was. Everybody can get it. I don't.
He was a victim.
Yeah, you just want to be, though they're punching down at, man, he's punching at everybody.
I mean, he did say he likes to punch down on people, so.
Yeah, everybody caught those hands. Isn't
that what stand-up is?
Yep. Everybody catch these hands.
That's literally what stand-up is. As a mother, I think mom jokes are hilarious.
Oh boy.
I could take them so personal.
Yeah.
I could be so hurt by them. I could be so offended by them.
I'm so offended.
They are hilarious. They're hilarious. Like,
yeah, it doesn't. I love the crowd work the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we said about Matt Rife the last time. His crowd work is amazing. It's awesome. Andrew Schultz, crowd work, amazing.
Oh my God, the last one that we were watching, it wasn't one of his stand-ups, but Andrew Schultz, one of his last podcasts that we were listening to. Oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
I could not. They were hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing at them.
Their ability to improvise and just go and read the room, like that ability to read a room and just like knock out jokes on the fly is undeniable.
It's a form of art.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. And it's also okay that not all of us like the same art. Not all of us like the same music. Not all of us like the same physical art.
Yeah.
You know, paintings, pictures, you know, whatever. Not everybody likes.
Very subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not everybody likes that stuff. And that's also okay. You don't have to like comedy.
And again, you don't have to watch it either.
Right.
Why'd you
No.
push the button? Did you
Why'd
push the button just to be mad?
Why'd you
Because
go to the show and see it and be mad
right.
about it?
Why would you know who Dave Chappelle is? It's not like Dave Chappelle just came out. He's been in the comedy scene. He's one of the GOATs, greatest of all times. He's been in this game for 30 years. He's been on everything, television, movies, like what you know what he's gonna say, what he's gonna talk about, the topics.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well, I mean, I guess in the same breath or whatever.
You just want to be mad.
Well,
For me, you just want to be mad.
Yeah, you have people that go there because they want to be pissed off. You also have people that go there to get away from the stress, to get away from the confusion, to get away from the negative feelings that they might be experiencing too.
And also too, Eddie Murphy had so many gay jokes, so many raw, delirious, like his jokes were, and
he would have been canceled so fast.
People weren't going to. You probably watched it. You probably were upset. It was still the same people were probably inflamed by it, but they weren't organized. Now all of a sudden they're organized, and then they're in this little cult-like thing that they got going on, and now everybody's mad about it. It's jokes, bro. Like, it's not, and nobody. Either you're gonna gay police, yeah. When Eddie Murphy was sitting on top of the police car, and sure, right, because you know it, and it's funny. Yes, it is absolutely.
All of our heads went the same way.
Right, it is. It's awesome, and it just. Oh man,
and I know we talked about this in the Matt Rife one or whatever, but it's the same thing. Movies are made like that too. And you have a choice on what movies you watch and what you don't watch. And there are people that like comedy movies.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some punchlines. There's going to be some things that are stereotypical. That is part of comedy, though. They're written like that for a reason.
Is that what we're doing now? We're getting mad at stereotypes because we're
getting mad at breathing.
So like, Jeff, if I tell you like, hey, I got watermelon in the fridge, you going to be mad?
Be mad if you don't share. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Selfish.
Like, are we gonna do that? Because I make fun of myself all the time and say that I like lesbians U-Haul. We meet each other, we fall in love for 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden you're packing all your shit in a U-Haul and moving into somebody else's house. Like that's what lesbians do. We U-Haul.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a complete stereotype.
It took us a couple months, but
it's George Carlin. Yeah, I agree. Pull that up. George Carlin was the best. He was before his time too. He
attacked the government.
Yeah.
He attacked the government, religion.
Yep.
White people.
Yep.
Everybody got it.
Yep. He also too. You can catch all these hands. And that was before any of this had all this ridiculousness started. So yeah, he was good. I would like to say I would like to put Bill Maher, but he's been tough for me lately. I can't. I used to like him. I don't know if I can like him anymore. But George Carlin it didn't matter. Politics, race, religion, whatever. He went for you, and it was fine. I was never mad about it at all. But people just want to be mad. That's what I get out of it. Is people just want to be mad. You want a reason to be mad.
Nowadays, yeah.
And it sucks because it's no fun. I mean, the heckler videos, like if you ever pull up on Instagram the when people heckle the comedian and they're all like woke and shit and they want to fight. Well, my dad went through that. Bitch, nobody was like what?
No one said shit about your dad.
Yeah, my man wasn't in the joke when I wrote it. Like, I'm sorry.
No one even knew that. He said something.
Yeah.
Good job.
For real. And that brings me to the latest beef, and this is the best beef. I don't know if you saw it, but it came out today.
Ooh.
I had to watch that today. That was
Did you
Bro.
watch the whole thing?
I listened to it at work. Yeah.
No, I just watched the first 20 minutes of it, but so
I'm like an hour in.
No, I
Katt,
listened to the whole thing.
Katt Williams went on and that's Dave. Yeah, Dave is that way too. He doesn't care. Anybody can get it. Yep, you're right. Katt Williams went on Shannon Sharp's podcast called Club Shay Shay. And if you don't know Shannon Sharp, he is best known for being on Fox. He was with Skip. It was called Skip and Shannon.
Football, right?
Yeah, well, he's a football Hall of Famer, and you know he's a cool dude, for the most part. And but
Katt came in hot.
Katt went on that show and came in hot because Kevin Hart went on it last week or a couple weeks ago, and Cedric the Entertainer was on there, and a couple of dudes.
Smiley, right?
I don't think Smiley went on the. I don't know if he went on the show.
I think he did because that was something that he talked about a lot.
Rick Smiley, yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they said a bunch of stuff on Shannon's show, and then Katt Williams went on the show the other day. Bro, yeah, you can pull up the YouTube page. Yeah. Just don't play it. Like you can't play it, but you can pull it up and
that's
show.
literally what I just said.
Yeah. So Katt Williams went on Club Shay Shay, and I mean it's immediate. As soon as you
he's
click,
going after like Steve Harvey and stuff too.
dude,
Like,
everybody got it.
Yeah.
So as soon as you click on it, it's the first 20 minutes of the video, and he freaking Cedric the Entertainer got it. Everybody, even Tyler Perry got it. He was like, Tyler Perry needs to be in a dress because he can only play a girl. He does not know how to play the role of a man in a movie.
That is wild.
Dead.
Isn't that what he says about the other guy too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Smiley.
Yep.
And then he roasts Kevin Hart to no end. And he just basically is saying that all of them are in a group and they're the gatekeepers and won't let anybody else in.
And they're all lying.
And they're
like, so their experience or whatever. If you believe Katt Williams, if you don't believe Katt Williams, then obviously Katt looks unhinged and on whatever. But
I think he looked the best he's ever looked.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that he.
I mean, if you remember, if you remember back to when he was like all those videos came out of him being like unhinged and whatnot, he literally looks the best he has ever looked. He looks in shape. He looks like clear. Yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen him in anything in a while.
Yeah. But he was like, yo, you motherfuckers going to say my name in a podcast that 2.4 million people are watching? You can catch these hands too. And
true. Did. He said, I don't come out for shit, but since you put my name, here I am. To clear up some shit, clear the air.
Yeah, I mean, and he went after
the
host too. He was like, you letting people up on
Shannon, yeah.
You're letting people up in your house sitting on your chair fucking lying to you. And I mean, in Shannon's defense, he was like, listen, I haven't heard it before, so I'm trusting that it's a first time.
Yes, Jody, we are best friends. Absolutely best friends. Club Shay Shay is amazing.
Like just trusting that someone's telling you the truth.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you've only heard it once or they're a friend and you believe them and you know, whatever. But for Katt to be like,
but he's even gone so far as to say that, or Katt Williams even went so far in that interview as to say that the other comedians, when he walks in a room, they all get like shy and shit because Katt knows things about them. And he was referencing homosexual shit. Like, I'm just going to say it. Like he was referencing all that, like dudes doing shit in the corner that you wouldn't want, you know, people to see. I don't know what he saw or didn't see or any of that.
Well, he says he doesn't see it. He says he got people to tell him that he'd be paying for. Like he pays for the information, which I believe.
Yes, we're besties too. Well, you've been my bestie. You're the original bestie. You're absolutely my original bestie. Absolutely.
Wow. I'm just, chopped liver over here. It's cool.
Yeah, you are chopped liver. You're now Jeff number 2. Jeffrey Birchfield is Jeff number 1.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, but we both make Jeff squared though. So
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
we're now better than everybody.
You are. You're both better than everybody.
She didn't realize that she could handle 2 Jeffs in her life.
Ooh, pause. Pause.
I didn't even mean it.
And both 5'5" and under. I'm good. I got this.
Damn, coming up my neck
I'm
too.
6 feet. I can handle it. I can handle anything.
I can't
J
wait to see
squared. Yep. I like
it.
you short.
Oh,
Okay. Back to topic.
Dude, I don't know if I can go. Okay.
No, never.
But yes, dude, he
Listen,
came out swinging.
There's a lot of stuff, honestly,
sorry.
that's coming out in the media that's just, you kind of have to tilt your head a little bit and be like, you always knew that there was some shady shit going. Oh my gosh, hilarious. You have to put that up. Go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead.
That adds to 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Well,
I'm gonna make a
makes sense
shirt
to
that
me.
says bulletproof.
10 foot and bulletproof.
Ugh.
I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things coming out in the media, and not just the media on social media, not just on television, but babe, you're even saying even in the newspapers, like the physical newspapers. And we were talking about that the other day, that in our time right now, it seems like that the newspapers are the closest thing to actual reality. And so many things are coming out right now.
Other than the New York Times, but yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But like a lot of things are coming out right now. And so you kind of have to wonder.
Yeah, I'm paying attention. Like I saw something.
What's really true and what's not. Obviously, there's shady shit. There's always shady shit when there's.
Yeah.
And
you got to assume, right? Like it's Hollywood. They're all in movies. Katt Williams was in a bunch of movies. He's defending his role. Oh, shoot. Jeff, what's the name of the role that he was in Friday After Next?
Money Mike,
the pimp. And
he said that he was the one that created that.
Yeah.
And character, and he wrote.
Smiley said he was supposed to get that part.
Yeah. And Katt was like, nah, bro, how? I wrote the words. Like, those are my words. I picked the outfits.
The words, the hair, the outfits, make sure they didn't go anywhere else.
And then Slickback in the Boondocks.
Yeah, they based that off of. Yeah, they based that off of that.
So funny.
But yeah, there's shady shit, and Katt Williams, but he's always been outspoken about. He was outspoken about Epstein before Epstein even became a thing. He was outspoken about
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh yeah, sorry, Weinstein, not Epstein. Too many Steens. But he's never been the quiet guy, right? Like he's never been the dude to just sit there and just take bullets. He's gonna fire back. And when he was talking about gatekeepers in the industry, yeah, it kind of looks like there are gatekeepers,
right?
If you're not part of that club, if you're not part of because he even went after the Kings of Comedy.
Yeah, and
the only one
said that they're all frauds.
The only one he defended was Bernie Mac.
Yep.
And that was it. The rest of them, he was like, I mean, he literally called Cedric the Entertainer a walrus. I was like, damn, dude. Like, but if the truth is going to start coming out, I mean, I'm still waiting for the Epstein files. I can't wait for that to come out because I want to know. There was a gnarly picture of Bill Clinton in the post today.
Yeah.
With some little girl rubbing his back. Ugh. I was like, yikes.
Gross.
So I'm waiting.
Gross.
I thought it was supposed to come out today, but it definitely didn't.
But the thing is that there's been exposure into the industry for so long, though. I mean, think about it. Think about all of the hip hops, the Love and Hip Hops. Okay, they're not men.
Right.
But how many women get into these relationships with these men, and these men use their status to their advantage and manipulate these women to get into these places. You know what I'm saying?
And let me ask you guys this. The one that makes me super curious is Tiffany Haddish. Right? She's like the one female in that group, that Kevin Hart group that was brought up and put into stardom and whatever. She's had a lot of problems lately with her drinking and driving and
Oh, shit.
all kinds of shit.
She's
And
becoming unhinged.
yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, her little this a couple years ago, I think, but her outburst while she was on vacation, she was on a balcony somewhere
Oh boy.
and like drunk as crap or high as crap. I don't even know what, but
Mhm.
and then she just had a DWI like a month ago. She's had a couple in between, and it's like I really do wonder what does that group look like? You know what I mean? What does that group of Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, like all the comedians that they brought up, the kings of comedy, you know, we love them. I love them.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I don't love them. I do.
Mhm.
But I just kind of wonder, it as all this stuff comes out, it's looking a little shady. I mean, for me, it's looking a little shady.
Yeah, because especially in the media, I mean, look at the other artists and the other celebrities that you've seen completely. Is it disravel?
Unravel, unhinge, any of
Unhinged.
those.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of disheveled. That's not
Oh,
what I meant.
disheveled.
That's not what I meant.
Okay.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
You know, Britney Spears, Amanda Bile, all of those, Jessica Simpson, like all of those people that have.
Oh, you're going back to early 2000s.
But I'm
Yeah. Okay.
saying, like, what is always the common denominator is that they start Lindsay Lohan, like they start to be destructive in public.
Yeah.
And it's the drinking and it's the erratic behavior. It's the
Well, you got to
drug
think.
abuse. Like it's all of those things. And then when the truth starts to come out, you know, I mean, we were talking about this earlier from a different, and we'll do an episode on this probably another time, but we were watching another documentary called The Vow on Max about a cult,
Nexium.
Nexium. And
Yeah.
but when you experience trauma in whatever that capacity looks like, your body can only hold on to it for so long. It can only suppress it for so long. And eventually it starts to come out. And most of the time it's subconsciously that we reach for things to continue to keep the trauma down and away. Drinking, drugs, sex, like all these
I was
things.
even
Like,
just thinking, I don't even know if I was just thinking even that like Tiffany hasn't been in anything in a while. Right. So she was hot for so long. She was in movies. She had her stand up.
right,
She Netflix loved her. She was the darling. She had her own series of
right.
bringing up new comedians.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden she doesn't have shit.
But that's also my point though, because during that time, she didn't have time to. She didn't have time to process anything. She didn't have time to feel anything. And again, this is speculation. Obviously, we don't know what's going on, but like the trajectory of so many of these celebrities that are very popular and they're in so many things, and then what happens? They stop show. They're not in shows anymore. They're not in movies anymore. They're not being asked to do that. So then, when real reality hits and there's no distraction anymore, what happens?
Yeah.
The body starts to feel the trauma. You can't suppress it anymore, or you're reaching for more things to suppress it.
I wonder if that was Katt's, like when Katt was going through there were all those videos of him like fighting in the street and there was all that. I wonder if that was that was when Kevin Hart and the group was coming up, right? So Katt Williams was kind of he wasn't doing too much at that time. And I wonder if that might have been part of his like little mini, I wouldn't call it a breakdown. It was just like a little mini like group of things that he was doing. And I wonder if that was because that group was coming up and that group was starting to be successful and he wasn't because that was Martin. Martin blew up like that too. He had a string of things that were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And he had his television show, and then he just blew up.
Right.
And everything started to crumble. But that was also during the time where like, you know, Kings of Comedy
I'm sure he was pissed.
Yeah.
If
he wasn't invited to the table.
Yeah, and because
Martin wasn't invited.
Conversation is true, and
Martin wasn't invited to the table. Katt Williams wasn't invited to the table, and also now Tiffany Haddish has not been invited to the table in a minute.
Yeah.
So if you don't get invited to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like that high school cliquey shit
Yeah.
where if you don't get to go sit at the cool kids table, after you've been at the cool kids table, you can kind of unravel a bit.
Yeah, and it's that whole thing about, feeling like that you're a part of something when you're actually not really on the same level of everybody within the group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's obviously a standard. There's obviously different levels to different relationships. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, even just think in our circle, like there's different levels.
Ooh, I was going to take it there. Papa Birch, should I take it there? I was going to say, what happens when you're not invited to the,
Pause.
oh, you're
I
right.
don't know yet, but I feel like it's gonna be a pause.
No, it's not going to be a pause.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
What happens when you don't take it to, like, just in our circle, Sevon's table? If you're not willing.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that table.
Oh
but
no,
yes,
because
but
I
yeah.
love to talk about that table.
Oh,
So
yes.
what happens when you don't want to sit at that table? You get I don't know if I want to call it shunned, or you just don't get
Shame.
to eat. You don't get to eat as well. Pause. But you know what I mean? You're not sitting there eating a King Henry VIII size, chicken leg with the big goblet of whatever beer you want, or you're not eating King Henry VIII style. You're eating peasant style at that point.
Peasants.
But in this context,
listen,
talking about Katt Williams and the crew. So Katt Williams chose not to sit at that table, and then what did he do? He created his own fucking table.
Nah.
He rose on his own, maybe not with people that are in the big spotlight like that table is.
I mean, he definitely has his specials now, but they're not the same, bro.
No, he went on tour with a bunch of people.
Yeah, his people. And that's fine. I'm not, listen, I'm not opposed to you growing your own table. I'm not opposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
And Katt Williams, if anyone's going to do it out of that group of people, it's going to be Katt Williams that's going to grow that table.
Yeah.
But
it sounded like in that particular situation, in that table, was that he said, I will not give up myself to sit at this table. I will stay true to myself.
Yeah, that's a different scenario. I can see that.
I'm just saying, not Sevon's table, but I'm talking about like in regards to Katt Williams. From the parts that I've listened to, what he was saying is that I will not do that to be able to sit at your table.
Yeah, that's fair.
And sometimes, I mean, I know we've talked about this too, or whatever, that just because there's a spot at someone's table doesn't mean you have to sit down.
Right.
If it doesn't feel good for you, does not mean that you actually have to sit down. You don't have to sit down to have a logical conversation. You don't have to sit down and have a tough conversation, a challenging conversation, be on board or anything like that.
No, you don't.
So it's like, okay, here's the chair for you. Make the choice to sit. And if you don't choose to sit, that's fine. But it's going to take you in a different way. You know?
Chappelle did it. It cost him $50 million for that chair.
No, Chappelle has his table. He grew.
Yeah,
his
but
table.
see, they tried to give him one, and he was like, "Nah, bye."
Oh, that was TV. That was different. That was like a syndicated television, whatever. It wasn't like a group of people coming up together and trying to. Whatever. I get that. I can understand where that table with Kevin Hart and all those guys might be a little shady, and you might not want to sit down at that table, but. I guess my thing is, if you can grow a group of people together and everybody just come up together.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say it. don't say it.
I'm not gonna say the word. Ecosystem. If you can, good job, guys. If you can do that, I just think it's the coolest, most authentic way to go about it, and. For me, as far as the Katt Williams thing, it hurts that it got that far, because Katt Williams was one of my all-time favorites, still is. Like I can still quote like at least his first 4 specials.
Right.
Yeah.
We know.
Right?
We know.
So
Yes, we know.
Shut your mouth. But
I also just think too that certain people will do whatever it takes to get there. And by there, it's whatever that definition, whether it's
but I think
fame,
that's what
fortune, whatever.
Kat was talking about, was cutting corners. He was talking about
that's where I was going with this.
That
there are people that will do whatever it takes to get there. And again, whatever that there means to them, like they're going to get there. And it doesn't matter what corners they cut. It doesn't matter who they step all over. It doesn't matter who they trip. It doesn't matter what food they take. It doesn't matter what clothes they take. It doesn't matter what reputations they ruin. They literally were like, I'm going to do everything in my power and in my control, which is how I show up, to get where I need to go, to get myself there. And obviously in Hollywood, I mean,
like what he was saying was they don't want to sit in comedy clubs and practice, right? They don't want to travel around and do the dingy, dark lighted comedy clubs where people boo you and throw beer at you and throw chicken wings at you and whatever. They don't want to go through all of that to get where they are and hone their craft. And Katt Williams did. And Andrew Schultz did. And Dave Chappelle did. And
different definitions of an artist.
Yeah.
Put in the work.
The definition of their integrity is different. For Katt Williams, it was more in his integrity to create his own stuff, to learn from the best, to read as much as possible. I mean, the story of the fact that the man was brilliant and able to read and understand in a way so young that was mind-blowing to me. I was like, wow, that's incredible. But for him, it was more about, how do I master the craft as is and also make it my own?
Yeah.
And that's him writing his own stuff. And so for him, any other person within the same industry that doesn't take the craft as seriously and honestly as he does, he doesn't respect them.
But I think that's the thing that comes down to, practice. You have to practice and you have to fail. Right? It comes with the territory. That's anything. That's sports. That's, whatever, artistic thing that you want to do. You got to practice and you got to fail.
Yeah, because
and what he's saying is they were provided something where they didn't have to fail. No matter what, they were going to be fine, because that gatekeeping group of people were always going to put them in movies. We're always going to give them the money. They were wholesome enough. They played the game enough. They, didn't curse or whatever. And so they were never going to fail. They never had to fail.
Right. Isn't there that saying that there's never a finish line?
Yeah.
If you want to continue to be great and continue to be the best, isn't there no finish line? Like for me as a coach, for instance, I don't feel like I've ever made it. I don't feel like that there's nothing else I can learn. I don't feel like that I am the one and only in my craft.
Yeah.
I always want to learn more. I want to ask questions. I want to be the best, and I want to learn why. I want to learn the why behind what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so for me, there's no finish line. But I think for some people that there's a finish line and then they don't want to continue. And that's fine.
That's when you say you've made it, right?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
You're like, I made it, so I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to try any harder. I don't have to whatever.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about that in relationships and stuff like that. People are they fight to get into the relationship, and then they get in a relationship and they're like, oh, well, I've made it. I don't have to do anything else.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this once you get in the relationship,
that's when the work starts.
That's when the actual work starts.
Kind of like when you've made it and you got there and you did it and you finally that's work, then work starts more.
Isn't that kind of the same principle about how people can get so much money and then lose all the money so fast too?
Yeah.
Kind of, in a way where it's like,
I don't have to worry about money anymore, so you don't worry about more, and then you don't have to worry about money, and then you end up spending it carelessly, and then it's gone.
Some. Yeah.
So
So yeah, it's this whole principle about like I've gotten there. So now what's left?
Yeah.
And people that live in that circle,
I don't think Katt's done though. I think he's still the
I don't think he's
interview.
done. I mean, it's like a 2 hour, almost 3 hour interview, right,
Yeah.
Jeff?
I
Isn't it like a
I don't
Jeffrey?
know, but it's got 7.5 million views right now, so I
Yeah.
don't think he done.
I
He
don't
not
think
done
so.
yet.
No, I think he's gonna be going and having more conversations because he kept saying that 2024 is where the truth is gonna come out. And I think what's happening
He's starting a new tour too, so I'm
Is he?
excited to see what
Yeah.
he's gonna say on this tour because I think he's just gonna like freaking bite into people. I don't think.
Listen, I heard once that, and I think I've shared this on my story before too. Nice people eventually get tired of being nice people. People that don't speak eventually get tired of not speaking
Yep.
and not saying the truth. Especially when you look around and you see liars around you that are making it. You see liars that are around you that are benefiting off something that maybe you did or someone that someone that you care about has done. Like that is eventually all of this shit is going to come out. Now, what happens after that? We don't know, but it seems like that Katt's kind of at that point where he's started to talk about it. Maybe back when you were saying about like how he's getting fights all the time and people thought he was irrational and all this type of stuff, because of course you don't want to believe it because he's talking about the people that you love.
Yep.
And it's hard because we all do it. We involuntarily, did I say that right?
Involuntarily.
Thank you. Almost idolize these people.
Of course we do.
We love them so much. We love their craft. We love, their movies, and we follow them and we want to know what's going on and whatever. And when someone breaks that and starts saying negative things about the very people that we love and look up to, it's hard for us to process.
Yeah.
But I think the difference now in 2024 is that people are now slowing down.
I think you
just
can tie that all the way back to when we were talking about Dave Chappelle and the trans jokes and things. People are tired. People are tired. They don't understand. They don't understand what's happening. They don't understand all these new rules that are coming out and that we're supposedly supposed to follow. And crap, nobody wants to, like, we don't want to. We're tired. I'm tired of being called a transphobe. I'm tired of being called a homophobe. I'm tired of, being called a racist because I love my country. I'm tired. I'm tired. People are tired. We're tired.
Mm-hmm.
And 2024 is going to be, I guess, the year of tired people. We're tired. We don't want to do this shit anymore. We don't want to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a cheat code. I just need a reset code. How do we reset this? Control Alt Delete, whatever. I need something.
We don't get those.
Listen, that one guy, and I always love him. And next time that he pops up on my Instagram, I will make sure to send you it or whatever. But one of his was, he's the guy that stands out with the coffee, with the hat,
Yeah,
whatever.
Nick Freda,
something, yeah. He's like he's like, in 2024, we don't need a relationship. We need to be single for a while.
Yep.
We need to be single for a while, but
that is true. We do.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That was fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you.
Yep.
Love you all. And we'll catch up with you this weekend.
Bye.